Now that Mortal Kombat 1 is gone, what is next? What should they do next? We've had 2 Mortal Kombats in a row, and I reckon they should take it a bit easy and, you know, do something different this time. It's your boy Duskonde. I've been thinking about this for a little while, and as Mortal Kombat 1 seems to be coming to a close, there's been no announcement for Combat Pack 3. It seems as if that was the last update that they released recently. I've been thinking, what should they be doing next? It's funny because in one of my videos, we had Ed Boon talking about him always wanting to deliver fun and experiences that are based around it being more unrealistic than being realistic. And I think with that mindset, that's why certain extra game modes in the older Mortal Kombat, such as the 3D Mortal Kombats, had game modes like chess combat, kart combat, and conquest and stuff like that. I think right now, since we're going to be waiting at least 4 years for another game, what they should do is give us a mini experience based on what he has tried and tested before, which is the karts and the chess combat. I think the Mario Kart, or what was it, Combat Kart, it was a great experience and it should be widely expanded on. And as we all know, there's loads of great indie companies out there that are able to take the helm and, you know, complete that cycle for them. I think what should be done is the IP should be given to an indie company and allow them to create mini experiences, while obviously NetherRealm works on the main experiences. So why not do the Combat Kart with a smaller company, one that's tried and done maybe a racing game before that's been widely successful, and, you know, expand on that, make a sort of Mario Kart. We just had Mario Kart World just announced. Why not just make a standard sort of amazing karting experience that is fun for everyone? I think the question needs to be asked, is it something that people would be able or want to purchase as consumers, or would it be a free-to-play experience? We all know that unless free-to-play experiences are making money, the parent company of the Mortal Kombat franchise, which is Warner Brothers, doesn't like to invest in these experiences. So would people buy a combat kart in this day and age? That is the question. I'm pretty sure is the reason why we don't have a new experience like that. But I think something like that would be very fun. You know, giving it a proper ranked mode, giving it the Crash Nitro Kart treatment, where, you know, people can learn shortcuts and, you know, use the best of their knowledge of each map to be able to use it as a competitive lane to, you know, be up in a rank, like basically have like a ranked mode and stuff like that. I think if they did all of that, had all the characters that we all know and love, but, you know, the graphics ain't the most amazing, where they have to invest all their money in that, and, you know, just make a standard sort of Mario Kart experience, I think that would be amazing. I also think that if they did another, this one would be probably the best way that they could go, which is, if you didn't know, on the iOS, probably back in like the early 2010s, they re-released Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, but they re-released it in 3D. And I remember playing it and thinking, wow, like, everything is actually in 3D. It's not the sprites used again. It was the whole experience remade with 3D models and all of that stuff involved. I feel like if they re-released a new Mortal Kombat 3 or a new Mortal Kombat experience based off the Mortal Kombat 3 engine with, you know, new characters and stuff like that, I feel like that would be the way forward. Think about it. If they did a Super Smash Bros. Sort of everybody's here thing, where, you know, maybe we get a starting roster of maybe, depending on whether or not it's a paid experience or whether or not it's a free-to-play experience. But alright, cool. Free-to-play, we have 10 characters at the beginning. Then they release a roadmap for maybe a year, saying these characters will be released month after month after month. Or paid experience, maybe start with maybe 20 characters that were maybe in the original game, and they do something like a roadmap that explains that they're gonna add new mechanics, new characters, and new stages monthly. I feel like something like that would be amazing if you just kept it so simple. Have a complex but non-complex fighting mode with just a simple old school sort of build where it's like 3D but not graphics intensive. Something that can go on a mobile, that can go on a Switch, even though we got the Switch 2 now, but something that can run very smoothly and you know, go from there. I feel like if they combine mechanics that have been in Mortal Kombat games after that, so like for example Mortal Kombat 9 will have like the breaker system, so maybe you can, when you're selecting your character, you can have the MK9 way, or you can have MKX where it's like a combination of running and what are those things called? Variations. So you have a variation of your character and it has different ways of fighting, different moves that they may have. I would say MK11 next, but what was really unique about that game? Nothing. So I can't really say. Maybe find what's great about what you don't tell me. What's great about MK11 that they could bring over from that game? You can also have a Mortal Kombat 1 experience where you have combo extenders by cameos. I've always wondered whether or not that would work if the game was to be re-released in a smaller package. Yeah, release characters, re-release characters that have been before, so like maybe release Alien, re-release Predator, re-release some of the characters from the newer games like Terminator and stuff like that. Charge maybe, let's say £5 per character, get rid of the season passes and just allow people to buy characters outright and do it that way. I feel like if they re-released and maybe made an Ultra Mortal Kombat world or universe, I feel like that should bide us over until they release the next Mortal Kombat, because we know it's coming. You know, give it to an indie company, give it to someone like Iron Galaxy, give them like a decent budget, like £1 million. £1 million is nothing to Warner Brothers, but it's a lot to an indie company to do what they really want to do, or 2 mil or whatever, and go from there. I feel like if they did that experience, people would be on it. People will see like, oh, they're adding mechanics, they're adding, oh, I really like MKX and I can play with variations, or I really like MK9, oh, I can play and do the same combos that I've done with Cabal in the game, in the new game. I feel like if they did something like that, it would be amazing. What do you lot think? If in a year's time they announce a game like that, would you be on board with it? Is it something that you shy away from? I know the market is very hard to please these days. People don't like smaller experiences, and that's probably why Warner Brothers is just like, if it's not going to make us a bunch of money, there's no point trying. But would it be something you'd be down for? Because I feel like if they did something like that, it will get the money, it will get people who, you know, don't want to spend a big money on a Mortal Kombat game still involved and want to actually spend money on it. Maybe you can have guest characters that haven't been announced before. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think this can run? Mortal Kombat universe, do you think something like that could run on a smaller scale? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. And if not, what do you think Mortal Kombat or NetherRealm or Warner Brothers should do with the Mortal Kombat IP now that MK1 seems to be gone? Let me know in the comments below. It's been your boy Dosconde. Make sure you subscribe and let's talk about this. Yeah.